Hello everybody, my name's Infinite Gamer, and welcome to another What Is episode. Today we're doing What Is God of War. Normally we'd start one of these episodes off with like a funny skit or something, but I was sick, so yeah, I didn't have time to record one. I'm super sorry, guys. But don't worry, the rest of the video got done. It's great. It took me a month to work on it, so I hope you guys really enjoy it. If you do, leave a like. And if you guys want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button because I will be doing a What Is God of War Ragnarök when that game comes out. So if you guys want to see that, hit that subscribe button. All right, I'll leave you to enjoy the episode. Thank you, guys. The God of War series was in a pretty rough place before the release of God of War 2018. Santa Monica Studios wanted to continue the franchise, but Sony wasn't exactly willing to take a risk with the series. After the trilogy ended, the franchise did 2 more spin-off games that have, to this day, the lowest sales in the franchise. Sony would then say that they would rather let the series rest and sleep. But Santa Monica Studios wasn't done. They brought in the big guns with Cory Barlog, who had directed God of War 2 and worked on a total of 5 God of War games. They wanted Cory to direct the latest title. Cory agreed to take on this project, but said that this would be the last God of War game he would direct, but not the last game he would work on. The development team knew that after 6 God of War games, they would need to take the system laid out in previous titles and revamp it to fit the new project. The system would not be the only thing that would need to get a revamp. They wanted to nearly reboot the entire world of God of War, hence the new setting and heavy change in scenery. The setting would also aid the story of new challenges for Kratos to face. A lot of people, including the team, would say that this game is a soft reboot of the God of War story. Yet they keep all the continuity from the older games and use it to advance the story in the God of War 2018 game. After all of this change, Sony would decide to take another chance at the franchise, as in 2014 the development team would start work on the new God of War. 2 years of development later, Sony would announce God of War 2018 at E3 2016, showcasing the brand new gameplay demo of Kratos and boy, yes, get ready for a lot of these jokes throughout this video. Let's just say the crowd would be hyped by the reveal. The full game would be released on April 23rd, 2018 for the full price of $49.99 and would see a PC port in 2022, along with a sequel in development set to release that same year. God of War has a pretty interesting history, but that doesn't always mean the game shares the same fate. So, let's visit the land of Midgard and find out what the gameplay is all about. God of War is an open-world action-adventure game with some RPG elements, and takes place in Norwegian mythology. You'll be playing as Kratos, the it will come back to me. Along with his boy, as they try to make their way to the highest peak in all the 9 realms. Throughout your journey, there will be many trials that Kratos will have to face. The main one being enemies who will try to slow you down, and the other being multiple puzzles Kratos will have to solve in order to keep moving forward. Along your journey, you will meet a cast of characters that will assist Kratos in his goals, no matter how much they annoy him.
Jesus, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, but can you put it down over there? That handle is...
No. Fine. Lambs, Chris. I'm going to cut off your head now.
Starring the Witch of the Woods, the Smurf, the Germaphobe, a really cocky head, and someone impersonating Johnny Depp.
I thought you'd be bigger. But you're definitely the one.
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please.
Well, I don't see your ship. Captain?
I'm in the market, as it were.
All these characters have amazing voice actors who play their characters perfectly, especially Christopher Judge, who is most likely one of my favorite voice actors ever. He plays Kratos in the best way and should be cast for the live-action version. Okay, that last one really isn't part of the experience of playing the game, but I really wanted to say it, okay? Don't judge me. We're moving on to the gameplay. God of War is one of my favorite games due to its tight gameplay and customizable play styles, and where this shines the most is in the combat. God of War's combat system is easy to grasp but hard to master. Your main weapon is the Leviathan Axe. With this, you can perform 3 basic actions: a light swing, a heavy swing, and the ability to throw the axe and having it return to your hand, just like Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Other than the axe, Kratos also has his Guardian Shield. This is a special shield that extends from Kratos' wrist and will allow you to block oncoming attacks. But not all attacks can be blocked. That is where evading comes in. You can perform a dodge roll to move out of the way from attacks that can't be blocked. Now, Kratos being the Ghost of Sparta can help him out with Spartan Rage, an ultimate-like ability that can be triggered when your rage meter is completely full. In order to fill the rage meter, you will either need to deal damage or receive damage, and once it's full, you can just start throwing haymakers like you're in a bar fight.
Well, looks like we got ourselves a double baby.
You can add on to these basic attacks with runic abilities. There are 2 different runic abilities, a light runic attack and a heavy runic attack. These runic abilities allow you to perform moves that can help you out in combat, like the light runic attack, Strike of Utgard. This attack can shoot up to 3 ice waves to hit a group of enemies that are directly in front of you. There's also the heavy runic attack, and sorry if I butcher this, Ivaldi's Anvil. This attack will have you smash your axe into the ground, hitting enemies that may be swarming you. There's another thing you can equip to Kratos' axe that can help you in combat. This is the talismans. Instead of causing damage, these will affect the battlefield, like slowing time or giving Kratos a burst of health. Kratos' last tool in his arsenal is his boy. Equipped with the Talon Bow, your boy can shoot enemies that you are aiming at. Or you could just blindly press square in hopes you hit an enemy that you want him to hit, and when you don't, you can just blame him and ground him. Boy also gets runic attacks of his own. Now that you know how to kill your enemy, what do you get for doing so? In God of War, you will receive XP for killing opponents, and you can use that XP to upgrade your skill tree. There are 3 different categories in the skill tree, starting off with the axe. In the skill tree, you can unlock combos for your Leviathan axe. This allows players to spice up the combat, which might be getting stale. The next one is the Guardian Shield skill tree. This skill tree will give your shield the ability to perform an attack after performing a perfect block, and shooting projectiles back at enemies. There's another area in the skill tree, however, and it is Spartan Rage. This tree gives your Spartan Rage more attacks to perform. The last skill tree is your boy skill tree. In this tree, you can increase the amount of damage your boy's arrows will deal, and how long his arrow cooldown will last. We've talked about how to upgrade your axe and your boy, but now let's talk about upgrading Kratos. In God of War, you can buy or find armor throughout the world. These armors will up the number of Kratos' stats. Some armors are focused on upgrading only 1 stat, and others can increase up to 4 stats. Armors can also be upgraded via sockets. You can sock gems into your armor to boost certain stats, allowing you to customize your armor to fit your playstyle better. You can also take the armor to the dwarves' shop to have it upgraded, but instead of using XP to upgrade it, you will need to find materials in order to upgrade your armor. How you will find materials is by exploring multiple realms in the game. Some realms have different materials that you will need for different armors. Another way to get materials is by completing side quests. My personal favorite side quests in the game are the Wayward Spirits. These guys will ask your help undoing a wrong from their previous life. This gives Kratos the ability to teach Atreus lessons that come from these spirits' mistake. And even Kratos can learn from those spirits as well, as they can remind him of his past. Now excuse me for a minute, I believe I'm being braided by Vikings. I'll see you guys in a minute. What a shame. We pillaged an entire village with no one to challenge me. I am unstoppable. No man can stand in my way. What do you find so humorous? Have you ever heard the tale of a war against gods? What are you blabbering about? This tale starts with a man and his boy, suffering from a great loss. The man who had just lost his love, and the boy who had just lost their mother. The man heartbroken yet determined to fulfill his love's final wish, for her ashes to be spread in the highest peak in all the 9 realms. But before the two could start their challenging journey, the man had to make sure his boy was ready. So the two go hunting in the direction of deer. The boy catches up to the deer, but being too eager, he shoots the deer at the disapproval of his father. The man takes the bow from the boy and tells his son to find the deer. Shortly after, a creature attacks the two. This creature is known as a Draugr. A beast from hell challenges the man, but the man takes them out effortlessly with an axe forged from the dwarves. They move on to find the deer. The man returns the bow to his boy, and under the guidance of his father, the boy scores the deer. As they go to grab their game, a troll as big of a mountain takes the deer. The two take on the monster. The boy, standing farther back, lands some body shots with his bow, and the man throws the axe into the beast's chest, stunning the troll. The man moves in, leaping onto the troll and retrieving his axe and thrusting into the troll's head, leaving blood gushing out from the forehead and killing the monster, leaving the man and his boy victorious. My opinion of God of War can be summed up in 2 clips. And this one. God of War can be a beautiful game with the world just looking amazing. The visuals alone can suck you in. But that's not all God of War has to offer. The visuals help push along the crazy stunts that Kratos and Atreus will be pulling off in their adventure. Kratos killing that dragon feels epic because of the amazing camera work put in by the development team. The game looks great, but all of that wouldn't matter too much if it weren't for the amazing gameplay that God of War brings to the table. I always believe that a game should feel fun to play, and God of War's combat is an absolute blast. All of the different abilities in the game will always shake up the gameplay format. With all the different abilities in the gameplay will always be changing, keeping it from feeling stale or repetitive. This package is nearly wrapped in a bow by the 2 main characters in the game. Kratos is a more silent protagonist, only speaking when it has something to do with the story, but during combat, he's near silent, allowing you to immerse yourself in each and every fight you're a part of. While Atreus is more vocal in combat, giving you callouts when enemies are attacking or throwing projectiles at you. This might sound like it would get annoying, but it's actually quite the opposite and really helped me out in some intense boss fights, like the Valkyries. It's not only combat do these characters share these traits though. Throughout the story, Kratos and Atreus will butt heads due to their struggle in communication. Kratos is more quiet about his emotion as he needs to stay focused on the goal at hand, where on the other hand, Atreus is much more vocal but does not understand the ways of his father, which leads to conflicts throughout your journey. I think Santa Monica Studios did a great job in the vein of the story. Instead of telling players what is going on, they instead show players through subtle movements and facial expressions what each character is feeling. Now, this game isn't the most approachable game. If you're a casual gamer, this game's graphics and gameplay may turn you away. Not for gamers who are more familiar with games. I think that this is a game that you should have on your list of games to play. Everything about this game is really enjoyable, from the skill tree to the combat. I think everyone can find something that they really enjoy about this game. This game is definitely worth the full price tag at $20! I can't believe it's this cheap for a game that's this good! Well, what are you doing? Still watching this video? Go buy the game, play it, or watch it! I myself, I'm going to play it for the 5th time. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of What Is, and I will catch you guys in the next one.